Hi, hello, and welcome back to Films as Food, where I geek out about films that I like and then take inspiration from them and create food. Little disclaimer, if you are 100% against spoilers of any kind and have not seen the film that I'm about to talk about, I recommend that you put this video on pause, go watch the film, and then please come back. I will do my best to stay away from major spoilers. Okay, let's get started. So the film that I'm going to be talking about today is 500 Days of Summer. 500 Days of Summer is a romantic film directed by Mark Webb. It stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Tom and Zooey Deschanel as Summer. So basically the premise of this story is boy meets girl. But unfortunately, it's not that simple. I'm pretty sure it already says in the trailer and right at the beginning of the film, this is not a love story.
A romantic film that's not a love story? What does that mean?
Basically, Tom, who is the protagonist of the film, he falls head over heels, madly in love with Summer, like it's love at first sight. On the other hand, we have Summer, who from the very beginning of their friendship, she states clearly that she's not looking for anything serious. Bring those two characters together, I'm pretty sure you can kind of guess what's gonna happen. But why I love this film so much is that, okay, one, the aesthetic of it, the way that the characters are dressed, especially Summer, it incorporates kind of like animation and has little like tidbits of actual film footage. It all comes together to give it a very, I want to say a Tumblr aesthetic, like a hipster vibe. I used to have a Tumblr. I don't know what happened to it. So one reason why I really like it is the aesthetics. Another one though is the story. A lot of people would actually say that it's kind of like a coming of age story, and I do agree with that. Also, a lot of people want to say that it shows how a relationship could be, or a type of relationship is from a male point of view. But I actually don't think that's necessarily true, and the reason why I think this is because Tom and Summer are very different characters in the sense that they want different things from the relationship that they are pursuing. But instead of seeing it as, you know, the guys like this and the girls like this, I see them as just two types of people who want different things from the relationship, no matter their gender. This film gives viewers a chance to reflect back on possibly relationships that happened in the past, maybe when you were in like your early 20s or in your 20s, and it makes you just think about and see how you acted or how you were in a relationship at the time from different points of views. I think at some point in your life everyone was probably a Tom. On the other hand, you were probably a Summer at some point, maybe without even knowing it, but it really gives you a chance to kind of think about the different dynamics in a relationship and the way that you may have been at one point in your life. The food inspiration that I'm going to be focusing on for this film is, I think there's a flashback scene where we see Summer serving ice cream when she was younger. She meant to be a teenager. Yes, but she's serving ice cream. A little bit of an Easter egg. Tom is in that scene. Did you know that? He is. So we're going to take the fact that she was serving ice cream, and I'm going to try and make a blue lemonade sorbet and vanilla ice cream swirl. So the vanilla ice cream comes from the fact that Summer is serving ice cream at one point in the film. It looks like vanilla ice cream. And the blue lemonade part comes from the fact that the film itself has a very kind of blue hue to it, and also a lot of the characters, especially Summer, wears a lot of blue. And the reason why they did this is because they wanted to bring out the blue of Zoe's eyes, and I tried to do something similar, just paying homage to the film. So that's why I'm going to be adding a blue lemonade sorbet into the vanilla ice cream. Also, another meaning that I put into this dessert, is that vanilla ice cream tends to be quite thick, and it's more of like a rich consistency, which I feel goes with Tom's character, the way that he sees love, or the way that he saw his relationship with Summer. And the blue lemonade sorbets generally have a lighter texture. I feel like that represents Summer, the way that she sees their relationship. And on top of it, I'm just gonna add a little bit of, what do you call them? Like pop rocks, I think they're called. Those little kind of rock thingies that pop in your mouth. That also kind of represents, you know, like the spark of love and how you feel when you're kind of younger and in a relationship. And that is also gonna be blue as well. Okay, so let's get cooking. You're going to need some vanilla ice cream. And here is the sachet of blue lemonade. I was lucky enough to find blue lemonade, which I thought was really interesting, and so I decided to use it. And some pop rocks. These are soda flavored. Now onto making our blue lemonade first. So inside this sachet we had 3 little packages of the blue lemonade. For one packet it said to add 100 ml of water. So here I am getting my bowl ready to put 1 packet of blue lemonade into there. As you can see, it's quite a light colored blue. I thought it might be a little bit darker like on the packaging, but it was quite light, which is okay. And in here you want to add the 100 ml of water and mix. As I wanted my lemonade to be a deeper blue, I added in another packet of the blue lemonade. Obviously, if you're making this to drink, you should be adding 200 ml if you're using 2 packets, but here I am only using 100 ml of water. And yet again, here I thought it was slightly still a little bit light, so I decided to add in the final packet. And I also added in a little bit more water, just so it wasn't as concentrated. Once your blue lemonade is as blue as you'd like it to be, set it aside. Now on to preparing the ice cream. So you want to get your ice cream out of the freezer. Obviously it would be very hard and frozen at this point. We want to soften it up to be able to put it into a new container. So put it in the microwave. Depending on the amount of ice cream that you're working with, obviously the time that you put it in the microwave will vary. I put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. You want to soften it up and get it to a consistency that is similar to cake batter. And now to create the ice cream sorbet swirl. So to create the swirl effect, we're going to layer the ice cream and the sorbet. For this, you're going to need a container, and like I am doing here, first you're going to want to dollop a layer of ice cream into the container, followed by spooning in some of the blue lemonade mixture that we made earlier. And you're going to repeat this process over and over again until you have transferred all of the ice cream and the lemonade mixture into the new container. At this point, I think it's important to try not to mix the lemonade and the ice cream around too much, or else you won't get much of the swirl effect, like me. And this is what the ice cream looked like once I was finished layering. Pop the lid on and put it in the freezer. I left mine in the freezer for 4 hours. And while we wait for our beautiful ice cream mixture to freeze, here are what the pop rocks look like. They had some pop rock parts and also, I'm not sure, some other candy parts in there. I decided to take out the white and light pink candies just for aesthetic reasons. Now for our big reveal. How did the ice cream turn out? This is what it looked like. Ta-da! Yes, not much of a swirl effect, but it definitely is a light blue vanilla ice cream. To serve it, I got a little dessert dish, an ice cream scooper, and attempted to scoop it into the dish in a very aesthetic way, but it was a little bit difficult. I left my ice cream in the freezer for 4 hours, but actually it wasn't completely frozen, so if you have more time, I recommend that you leave it to freeze overnight. To put the finishing touches on it, we're going to add some pop rocks. And while you're at it, make a huge mess, clean it up, and we're done. Here's the ice cream. This is the ice cream that we made, the blue lemonade, sorbet, and vanilla ice cream swirl with pop rocks. As you can see, unfortunately, I didn't get much of the swirl effect visually that I wanted. I think I was mixing the ice cream and the sorbet together too much when it was freezing. It still looks really yummy, I think, so let's give it a try. Can you hear that? ASMR. So the Pop Rocks have a soda flavour to them, and I think that's added to the refreshingness of this ice cream. I can really taste the blue lemonade. It tastes like, well, lemonade. It has a tanginess to it, and I feel like it really helps to balance out the richness of the vanilla ice cream. Some parts of it, if you look kind of closely, there is a bit of like a swirl effect. I think this kind of ice cream would be great for, you know, sometimes you don't feel like eating a heavy vanilla ice cream, like you just feel like it's a little too creamy, but then you feel like sorbet just like a little too light. In that case, I recommend doing this. Making a sorbet does not have to be difficult. It could be a fruit-based sorbet, and that would make it healthier. It actually tastes really nice. I actually really like it. Especially the parts where we actually have a bit of the swirl going on. You get the different textures. The vanilla ice cream is creamier and softer, while the sorbet has more of a icy texture. My final verdict. How much do I feel like this dessert reminds me of the film? It's called 500 Days of Summer, about a girl who wears a lot of blue because she has blue eyes, and I made ice cream that is slightly blue and very summery and refreshing. So yes, I do think it reminds me of 500 Days of Summer. How is the taste? It tastes really good, especially if you're like me and you love eating ice cream and you can't decide if you want like a creamier one or a lighter one, then why don't you just put them together? You could try all different kinds of flavors and you can experiment. Visually, did it look yummy? Yes, I would say so. Unfortunately, I did not get the strong swirl effect that I wanted, but you know, I can always try next time. I think there'll be a next time. If you've seen 500 Days of Summer, tell me what you think. Do you think you're more of a Tom or do you think you're more of a Summer? I am... no comment. If you could infuse vanilla ice cream with any other kind of sorbet, what would you add in? Thank you so much for watching this video until the very end. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. See you on the next one. Bye!